Over the last few months, I've been sitting in this chair asking lots of different questions, sometimes very seriously and sometimes in a slightly whimsical fashion. On occasions, I've used different language, I suppose, to explain or question what's going on in order to beat the censorship that clearly is on many of the platforms that we have. So free speech is limited and curtailed to a certain degree. The response, I have to say, has been incredibly overwhelming, and I've watched the figures go up and the numbers of people watching, and it's been astounding. And ever since I started talking in this way from mid-November last year, I've been so touched and encouraged by the people who've responded in the comments, and of course those who've emailed as well and made that extra effort to get in touch with me. It's been quite a journey over the last few months, and so I wanted to address that really in this video. So I'm not particularly questioning the things that are going on in this world. I made a few notes because I don't want to miss a few things out. I had an email from somebody, I think it was yesterday, I'll address emails in a moment, who said, Richard, I've got to unsubscribe from your channel. I listen to you every day, I've enjoyed it, but it's just too much. The relentless talking about things that are going on. And of course there are a lot of things going on. And I said to him, well, you know, fair enough. What can I say? You're very welcome to unsubscribe and not listen. What I do try to do whilst questioning is to try and indicate, or at least put some sense that there could be hope. And I'm looking for hope. It isn't that I want to turn this into a news channel in which I'm just looking at very bad news. I was reading about how the human condition and the human mind is tuned to looking out for bad news rather than good news, because that's how we've saved ourselves, by being aware of the problems around us when we were hunter-gatherers looking for food and much more vulnerable than we are today, and how we are alerted to things that might be of danger to us. We're obviously rewarded when things are good and we're happy by that, but we are slightly slewed in our attention to bad news, which is why you don't see just good news channels, or if people do try to do good news channels, they don't really take off. People are, I don't know, they're just prone to being somewhat anxious in order to save themselves. And that makes perfect sense to me. Although, as my viewer said, it can be relentless and it can be too much. And of course, I think it's only sensible that we all take a break from the news and make sure that our lives are as rewarding and as rich as possible with given our own personal circumstances, but that we just keep one eye on things. Of course, the problem comes when you're relying on things like the mainstream media to do that, and they may not be telling you the whole picture. And we end up having to trawl around social media to try and find out the answers for ourselves. I actually think that's probably a good thing, because we're going to get all sorts of different views and opinions. My videos are purely opinions. You don't have to believe me, you don't have to trust me, you don't have to agree with me, but I hope it's at least worth considering. So I'm sorry if sometimes it can appear a bit relentless, but I do try, where possible, to try and look for the cracks and where hope and the sun is actually shining. Of course, it started in November. I've been on YouTube for quite some time. I can't remember when my account started, in something like 2005, and I was just putting up personal stuff and bits and bobs. But about 5.5 years ago, I started to look at England, where I live, heritage, landscape and nature, and then I became more focused on being English and what Englishness was, and that was very much my focus. And of course we went through the pandemic, and these strange things started to go on, and on another channel I was questioning all of this. And then one day I just sat down in this chair in November and asked, having watched a Neil Oliver broadcast on GB News, if I thought he was, if the audience thought he was right in one of his opinions. And that video rocketed, and then I realised that there was huge interest. People have said to me that they enjoy the more measured and less ranty approach that I have as I've been trying to work it all out. And as that's happened, the numbers, as we've seen, they've escalated. We're in 90-something thousand subscribers, which 3 months ago it was only down to 26, which I thought was really good. So we may even hit the 100,000 subscribers this month, which I can tell you, never in my wildest dreams did I expect anything like this to happen. And every minute, I think it's just going to vanish. You know, the imposter syndrome. It's sort of, you go, well, what do I know? I'm not an expert. These are just my opinions, things I've observed, questions that I've got. So I thank you very much for taking the time to watch the videos, to subscribing, and those people who've left comments, thank you so much, and the emails. A word on the comments whilst I'm here. There are so many, and I do try to read as many as I can, but you can imagine how long that must take. Many seem to disappear. It's not me deleting them. Some go into the back end for approval, and I'm sitting there pressing the button going, yeah, approve. Even the ones that disagree with me, I'm putting, I'm trying to approve. But some do disappear. I don't know whether there's some additional algorithm that YouTube have, but it's not me that's doing it. And you will also see there seems to be, and I know a number of successful YouTubers get this, either spam or bots or something impersonating my photograph, my avatar, and asking to WhatsApp or Telegram and have conversations or phone. It's not me. It's not me at all. The only real way is to use my email address, but I can't even then guarantee that I'll get back to you immediately, because I'm snowed under, absolutely snowed under, 100 to 150 emails a day. So if you don't hear from me, I'm not saying I won't reply. Do try again. Sometimes people do just repeat the email because it's so easy to get lost, and I don't want anybody to feel that I've ignored them. But sometimes it can be a bit trying to get onto it, and I don't have all the hours under the sun, and also, the glare of sitting in front of a computer trying to answer everything, it can be too much. But if you haven't heard from me, even if it's just a one thing reply, then please try again. That's all I can say on that. We've had some fantastic interviews. It's been amazing how people have reached out to me, and I've been able to ask people to come on the show. And I want to continue to do that because there's loads of people I would love to be able to talk to and just, find out somebody else's point of view and exchange ideas. And again, look for the hope in these terrible dark days that we seem to be swimming in, desperately trying to find a way out. So I do want to bring more of those on the channel, definitely. Today I'm talking to London comedian Alistair Williams, who I think has been banned from YouTube many times. So I want to be talking to him. That'll go out later today. I'm hoping at some point that I can actually have a chat on the channel with Neil Oliver himself, who, having that first video that I commented on that sent the channel reeling in this direction, that would be absolutely fantastic. So I've reached out to him, so we'll see. I'm also setting up, thanks to Celia and David, a resources web page. So we'll be launching that people are sending me links to look at very important things, and I try to look at these YouTube videos or these blog posts and things, and sometimes it's, as I say, it's just trying to find enough time not only to answer the emails but to read the comments, to make the videos, to do the interviews, and to watch all these bits and pieces. So I thought it would be useful, because people do send me stuff, to have a resources page which I could refer to and you'd be able to access. So when speaking to, say, William Keat over the last few days about the Constitution and our rights and how much actually is in our power if only we knew it. It's great to then to be able to put the web links in one place, and any extra resources like the memes that he's produced, and other people have sent stuff to me. So I'm hoping to do that as well. So watch out for that. That will just start appearing in the description on all the videos with a particular website. So do check out on that. I do have a members area, but it was very much for the old stuff when I was going about doing landscape heritage and nature and England and Englishness and that sort of thing. I'm not quite sure what's happening to that. I've stopped putting the link in to say join, purely because I haven't had time to really service the members area. And in recent last couple of months, it's really just been a place where people who want to support me financially have been able to just make a contribution, really. But more on that will go on the webpage that I just spoke about. And finally, I have another channel. I have a couple of channels, but the other channel that we're trying to build up with my lovely girlfriend Julia is called The English Couple. And you'll see at the end, I always put a little sort of link to it, and it's in the description. In order to balance my life and to have a bit of fun and talk about the things that I used to talk about, we have this channel called The English Couple. The link's in the description. And it's very different, mostly. And as we get into spring and the summer, we want to be out and about and looking at landscape, heritage, nature, and having a bit of fun as a couple, and just enjoying life and remembering what it used to be like before we had all these dark days and the oppression that we seem to be going through. So if you feel like something a bit different, but you're interested in myself and Julia, then that's be a good place. But basically, I wanted to say a big thank you to everybody who has been supportive and encouraging me to keep going, who's enjoyed my approach, and anybody who wants to or has a story. I've spoken to a couple of people who are ex-NHS, people who've got some information to be interviewed, definitely reaching out. It's not just big names and people who are experts, but ordinary people as well, because people have stories, and I feel that in a way it's my duty to try and talk to everybody. Anybody who wants to share something or is troubled or is questioning something, and if we can put it into an interview that people will enjoy, either here on YouTube or on Rumble, where we can talk more freely, then that would be fantastic. So please do get in touch, use the email address to contact me, and if you don't hear from me, repeat. But I will be carrying on. That's the message I want to, until somebody, maybe the men in white coats, take me away. But I will be doing my best to continue and put out these videos. So thank you for watching. Thank you for enduring this particular video, and I'll get back to normal service immediately. Till next time, bye-bye.